Moving forward, polynomial has roots x equals 0 and x equals negative root 5. What is the equation of the polynomial in standard form? So I do want you to remember that weird roots have conjugates. All right? So x equals 0 is normal, right? No conjugate. But x equals negative square root of 5 is ugly. So it's conjugate. This means x equals positive square root of 5 is also a root. So here's my three roots, okay? And let's talk about our factors. X equals 0 is a root, so the factor is x. X equals negative 5 is a root, the factor is x plus root 5. And since x equals root 5 is a root, the factor is x minus root 5. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take care of those two pieces. I'll just do the box. We have x minus the square root of 5 and x plus the square root of 5. X times x is x squared. X times 8 negative root of 5 is negative x root 5. X times root of 5 is x root 5. And a radical times itself is the number inside, and a positive times a negative is a negative. I know you don't believe me on that, like you think I'm doing some sort of weird magic, but I swear if you take a root of 5 and you multiply it by a negative root of 5, you should not be surprised that you get negative 5, because you will. But what do I know? These two annihilate each other. One's positive, one's negative. So all this work here becomes x squared. I wish the board would keep up with me. X squared minus 5. And this is just simply the distributive property, which is x cubed minus 5x. You shouldn't be surprised that you got a third degree polynomial because you had 1, 2, 3 roots. Use little things like the fundamental theorem of algebra to make sure you're getting it right. Just do those things. All right. 15, use your calculator to find the cubic function of best fit given the order of pairs. Let's go ahead and write out your instruction set here. You're going to place your x's into list 1 and your y's into list 2. Then after you do that, you're going to quit, obviously. You're going to press stat, calc. I want a cubic function, cube regression. I can't remember if there's more letters to it or not, but anyways, cubic regression. That's what we're going to do. It's an easy little problem. Let's see, stat, edit. X is always going to list 1, Y is always going to list 2. If you have anything in there, you should clear it. Although if it's on test day and there's something in there, it means somebody's probably already typed in your work. Hopefully, I will remember to clear your calculators. I try to, but I don't always get it done. 0, 20, negative 3, and 5. All right, so if we haven't done this in your class, don't feel bad because we've been here before. Second quit, stat, calc. Oh, it's actually cubic regression. And we're just going to scroll on down to calculate. I will likely have this being a multiple choice question. Likely. I don't know why I wouldn't. I usually do. And I will round to the 4th decimal place. And hopefully you can line things up. I'm not convinced that kids can line things up. A with A, B with B, C with C, D with D, like it's easy peasy. So our polynomial is 0.0762 x cubed, let's see, minus 4/10 of x squared plus 0.4667 x, and then plus d, 0.1429. Easy peasy. Lots of kids will miss it. All right. So, not Johnny, something else. During ancient warfare, it was common to launch plague-ridden dead objects, cows, slain soldiers, etc., into fortifications that were under siege to cause death and fear without ever launching assault, because very rarely did they actually attack castles. They waited them out. Imagine you are at a trebuchet and are fixing to bring death to your enemy. Your knowledge of mathematics is very advanced for your times. You know exactly where to set up. You have deduced that with a certain counterweight, your projectile's path can be modeled using this equation, which is not quite correct for this. But, we're going with it. How high in the sky will this plague-ridden projectile of death get? By hand, you can use opposite b over 2a and plug it back in, or you can just look at the graph, and I'm just going to look at the graph. I really should do opposite b over 2a with y'all, but I'm trying to get y'all to learn how to use your calculator. And for some of y'all, it's a struggle. It's like you're afraid of these things. Now, this is a math problem. It's not necessarily realistic. Keep that in mind. Zoom 6. This thing goes pretty high in the sky. We're going to look up, window. I'm going to set the Y max to be 200, but I don't think that's enough. Actually, I think it is on this one. No, it wasn't. Oh, because look at my first leading term. It's on a 16. Set that Y max to be 4,000. Apparently, I'm on a different planet at that, because it should be negative 16. Still didn't do it, but I'm going to start looking right now. Let's change the X max to be 200. 4,000 feet didn't do it, did it? I'm going to go higher. Let's go to 6,000. This is obviously warfare on a different planet. Because in Earth, that would be a negative 16t squared. Might be like some GTA 5 physics or something. Anyways, right there is your maximum. Second trace. 4 for maximum. Left, press enter. Right, press enter. Enter for a guess. So the maximum X value is 112.5, but I want to know how high it got, which is 5,080.5. Oh, I cannot talk. 5,080.5 foot, nearly a mile. Over what interval of time will this plague-ridden carcass be above 200 feet? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 200 in Y2. And I'm going to hit graph. You're actually solving an inequality here. What you're doing is you're saying negative 0.4t squared plus 90t plus 18 is bigger than 200. And we answer inequalities with inequalities. We're going to have to look a little bit farther to the right. Let's take that out to 300. And the one on your test won't be as bad, I promise you. I won't make you play with windows like this. And we're going to find these two X values because they represent our times. Second trace, 5 for intersect. Let me go after the one on the left first. Enter, enter, enter. So 2.0407 is my left boundary. So X is greater than that. And what's my right boundary? Second trace 5. I'm close enough. Enter, enter, enter. 222.9593. Or if you like interval notation, parentheses 2.0407, comma 222.9593. All right. Part 3, you set your trebuchet up to hit a certain target 80 feet in the air. How many seconds until you hit the target? This is kind of a bad question for this one because I think it also has two answers. Second trace 5. It's going to be way down here because it all depends if you're hitting it on the way up or if you're hitting it on the way down. second trace 5. If you're hitting it on the way up, it's not going to be negative. Enter, enter, enter. 0.6910. So 0.691. Now, you'd have to be really close. Most of y'all don't know what a trebuchet is, but you would not have a trebuchet parked that close to something. If you're hitting it on the way down, your other time is going to be down here. Enter, enter, enter. Neither one of them is extraneous. 224.308, 0.309. 224.3090. There's your 2 times. All right, there's a bonus question coming up next. Let's see. At what velocity does the plague-ridden carcass hit your target? To do this, find the difference quotient of the original function, throw away h when done, and plug in the time from part 3. Now, I'm going to skip some steps here. This was the original function, negative 4t squared plus 90t, and then plus 18. Now, you're going to have to trust me here that the result of doing this is going to be negative 0.8t plus 90. Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it, and it was hard, okay? I'm going to plug in my answer from the previous question. I'm going to plug in that 224 number, 224.3090, negative 0.8 times 224.3090, 224.3090, and then add 90. And it's booking it. It isn't, and this is in feet per second. It has a velocity of negative because it's falling. So negative 89.4472 feet per second per second. Now, what is that in miles per hour? Because this is the velocity. Or actually, this is its acceleration. But anyways, let's see here. There's what? 5,280 feet in a mile. This is per second per second. So times it by 60, and that'd be feet per minute. Times it by 60, that's feet per hour. Divide it by 5280, and now you're in miles per hour. So it's moving about 61 miles per hour. Pretty close. Pretty fast. 17 looks rough, shouldn't be. You have 29 coins made of pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters totaling $2.61. You have half as many quarters as pennies and 4 times as many dimes as nickels. Additionally, you have 15 more pennies than nickels. How many pennies, dimes, nickels, and quarters do you have? Okay, maybe it is going to be a little rough. Perhaps. Actually, I think I got time to do this. You have 29 coins made of pennies, dimes, nickels, and quarters. So pennies plus nickels plus dimes plus quarters is 29. Now let's talk about the numerical value. Penny is worth 1 cent. A nickel is worth 5 cents. A dime is worth 10 cents. A quarter is 0.25. And that adds up to $2.61. Okay? You have half as many quarters as pennies. This is where kids struggle with. If I had 10 pennies, I'd have 5 quarters. I actually have to take half of the pennies for equality. So 0.5p equals q. That's where they're equal. 4 times as many dimes as nickels. So if I had 3 nickels, I'd have 12 dimes. I actually have to multiply the n by 4. So d equals 4n. Now, I'm going to ultimately use matrices to do this. So I'm going to take this equation and I'm going to put everything on one side. 0.5p, there are no n's, there are no dimes, and there is a negative quarter because I subtracted it. I set it equal to 0. Over here, there are no pennies, There are a minus 4n when you shift left. There is 1 dime, and there are no quarters equal to 0. The reason I did that was so I could write an augmented matrix. The augmented matrix looks like follows: 1, 1, 1, 1, 29. 0.01, 0.05, 0.1, 0.25, 2.61. 0.5, 0, 0, -1, 0. 0, -4, 1, 0, 0. And I'm going to feed that to a TI-84. I have like one question left. It's a shame I couldn't finish. Bummer. All right, so where am I at? Second matrix, edit. That is what you call a 4x5. And I'm just pushing buttons. All right, I'm going to quit out. Back to second matrix, scroll to math. I'm looking for something called double REF. We have been there before. Second matrix, A. And I appear to have a typo. Bummer. Stop this and figure out what's wrong with it.